kind of progress, because the minute you stop the drug, if you're listening to me here and you're suffering from high blood pressure or high blood sugar, or you're already a full-blown diabetic, and you know that if you don't take your drugs today or you miss it in the morning, you already know what is going to happen to you. By evening, if nothing is done, they are probably going to rush you to the hospital. You're the person that I am speaking with, all right? So your medications alone will not save you. That's why you've been on them for 2 years, 3 years, 6 years, and nothing is happening. Like I said, we're going to be shaking some serious tables this afternoon. Who knows this lady that is on my screen? If you know her, go to the chat box and drop her name. Who knows her? Who knows her? Yeah, not a problem yet. We are like this in my family. It's in our bloodline. It's follow come. Have you ever done an X-ray before? How come we are not seeing different shapes and sizes of skeleton? How come your skeleton is not this big? How come if you do the X-ray, the skeleton is small inside the size of the body? How come? Do you know who is on my screen? Yes, I can see you guys responding. Eniola Badimos. Take a good look at that picture now. Look at it very, very well. Are you seeing her? Are you seeing the size? Good. Are you now seeing what she looks like? Are you seeing the new hair? Yes. Are you seeing the new snatched hair? The new sexy hair from the former size to this particular size right now? Good. Are you seeing the sweetness? Are you seeing the curves? Are you seeing the face? Everything just suddenly shrank, right? Good. If you don't have a spare, and I mean spare, if you use that whole money, you will not die of heart attack and your whole life will not go down to ground zero. If you don't have a spare 20 to 25 million naira somewhere to use and do what she did, pay attention. Hold your 2 ears and pay very close attention, because what she spent to get this body, you can actually do the same thing in our program, and you will, you know how, most of you know her stories, the health challenges she was going through due to her size, all right? All the things she was suffering from due to her size. But today, she was able to reverse time, reverse engineer time because of money. She used money to cut the process short. So like I said again, if you don't have a spare 20 to 25 million naira somewhere that you will use to go for a gastric bypass, better pay close attention, or you will use to be taking injection. What's that injection again? GLPL, Ozempic injection, and you continuously till you join somewhere, and you're struggling with these health challenges. This is for you, all right? This is for you. Now, who knows this other lady that's on my screen? Anybody that said doesn't know this woman? I'm not sure you're in Nigeria. I'm not sure you're in Nigeria if you don't know who this lady is. What is her name? Drop it in the chat box. What's the name of this lady on my screen? Are you seeing the before and after? Good. Good. Are you seeing the before and after? Are you seeing what happened there? She was very open about her journey, her struggles, the health challenges, the severe knee pain, tough things was happening to this lady. Her story is very open. She wasn't even so secretive like Eniola Badimos that we just woke up one day and we just saw that, this one is Slimo. This one, she carried us through the journey and how everything happened and how she was able to decide that the only option was for her to go through the gastric bypass because she had the money, she had the resources. You know where you're coming from. If you don't have that kind, I'm talking of when you have consultations with the you're still paying rent there, you're feeding the people that go with you to help you, you're still taking care of them. Then on top of that, you will still pay flights for everybody to come back to Nigeria. Then even after that, you're still doing post-operative care, and spending money because you will not work for a long time. So there must be money on ground to handle this thing, to cushion all the transitioning process. And I'm not talking of 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. Sometimes this thing can stay as long as 6 months for full recovery to take place. That you will now become functional. You will now start gradually going back to your regular lifestyle. So if you don't get that kind of money somewhere, pay close attention, because I'm going to break down why you are having high blood pressure. Like I said, I'll use primary school English. You can see, I love this picture so much, the before and after. I love this before and after picture. Look at the same she and her husband. Look at the way they were previously, their look previously. Why is this taking so long? Okay, let's see. Okay, good. So this was the before and after. The before and after. The same she and her husband. Look at her size there. Then after the surgery and the operation and everything, this is the current she now. The same, she had a baby recently and she was able to still control her weight, because now she watches, she was very vocal about it. What she eats, she exercises like mad now. She doesn't joke with it. And so many other changes she had to include into her lifestyle to help her maintain and sustain this new her that she's seeing like this, that she likes. All right. So you're with me now, Abby? Good. I've caught your attention now. Good. You're here. So let me explain, when you eat, what food does in your body. Because a lot of people don't understand that the main problem comes from food, what you have been eating. That's the reason why you have high blood pressure. So when you're drinking drugs, when you're taking medications, and you're still doing exactly what you were doing that landed you in that hotspot of high blood pressure and high blood sugar, and eventually full-blown diabetes, before you know it, arthritis will attach itself, then ulcer, then so many other things we just join, because all of them are in the same WhatsApp group. There is an underlying problem there. All right. So when you eat food, it produces 2 types of energy source in your body. If you concentrate on a lot of carbohydrates, that means majority of what you're eating is carbohydrates. All right. Especially the processed type. I'm talking of all those packets and canned foods and fried foods, or bakings and all those things that you love eating and you've been eating them. Some of you are already feeding those things to your children. If you look at your child's lunch box, everything inside that lunch box is either processed or deep fried in inflammatory oils. And your daughters and sons are already eating it at this stage. Things that you never ate when you were a child. And now your kids are feeding on it. All right? When they eat such foods, or when you eat such foods, and you eat a lot of it, because you eat it morning, afternoon, night, and snack in between also. Because most times when people think of snack, something to just eat and hold belly, they're not thinking of carrots, they're not thinking of cucumber, they're not thinking of Ghanaian egg. They're thinking of biscuits, they're thinking of drinks, they're thinking of malt, they're thinking of yogurt, they're thinking of chin-chin, meat pie, buns, plantain chips. Those are the kind of things you'd consider snacks. You don't think of apple, you don't think of orange, you don't think of tangerine, you're not thinking of watermelon, pineapple. Those are not what you call snacks. That one, you call it fruit. You don't call it snack. When you snack unhealthy and eat a lot of carbohydrates, when that food goes into your system, it breaks down into what is called glucose, which is an energy source. All right? Now, glucose is actually sugar. And when you keep eating a lot of carbohydrates and your body keep having a lot of glucose energy that it does not need, it begins to convert that excess glucose to fat and begins to store it in your body. Did you understand that now? Awesome. Now, that fat is not the kind of fat that your body understands or can use for other body functions, because the fat source is glucose, sugar. Your brain cannot use it. Your hormones cannot use it. Your cells cannot use it. Your digestive system cannot use it. The ability for your food to digest and be absorbed requires fat. Are you aware of that? Yes. Fat is what helps your stomach, your intestine, absorbs food better. But this kind of fat that your body converts excess glucose from to store because it does not need it is unhealthy. And when your body begins to have a lot of it being stored, you start storing it in the liver, around your organs, in the stomach, inside the blood vessels, anywhere that there is space, if you put it there, it begins to store it there, especially when you consume a lot of processed and highly processed, ultra processed foods. And most of you do it a lot. Everything you cook and eat is dipped and fried in one form of granola or the other. No, look at it from today, from your breakfast to your lunch to your dinner. How many of it has granola oil inside as a base for making it? Granola oils everywhere. If it's egg you fried, granola oil is already there with bread, which is carbohydrate again. Then dinner now, you had rice, jollof rice, coconut rice, whichever rice, with small green beans inside and all those other things, sweet corn and inside. Then with one little chicken. Then you add salad that is loaded with unhealthy fats from the salad cream again. Then this night you do swallow with vegetable. Then you compare the portion of the swallow that you're swallowing to the vegetable soup and the portion of the protein on your plate. So this is what I'm talking about. That by the time you add all 3 meals and check the portion of carbohydrates to vegetables and or proteins or even fruit, if there is anything like that, you will notice that you do more, or majority of what goes into your system is carbohydrates. So now, are you surprised that your body is storing a lot of unhealthy fats that it doesn't know what to do with? Now, that fat is what goes into your blood vessels. And by the time it begins to line your blood vessels, it narrows the blood vessel. Blood vessel that used to be this big, by the time fat packs around it, it will narrow it down. That narrowing puts more pressure for blood to flow because the space is now too small for blood to flow through. I'm trying to be as simple as possible in this explanation so you understand why you have blood pressure. You have high blood pressure because the space is too small. Your heart is over pumping to squeeze blood to pass through a more narrower place due to excess fat. How do you know? Most of you here don't even know your cholesterol panel. You don't know your lipid panel. You've never done a cholesterol test before. Or even if you have, your doctor never really explained to you what those figures mean. Go and do cholesterol test. Know your HDL, your LDL, and triglyceride numbers because you need it. It's very important. This is how you know whether you're already insulin resistant or not, because the numbers of the triglycerides and the LDL will tell you if you're there already. If you're already even insulin resistant, from your lipid panel test, you will know. How do I know that? Your triglyceride number, divide it by the HDL number. If it is above 2, you're already insulin resistant. That means your body is at that point where, because of the way the sugar is coming in, your body is struggling to produce insulin, which is the hormone that regulates the sugar. This insulin is the hormone that your body releases when you eat a lot of foods that your body converts to sugar. Your body releases that insulin to mop up the excess sugar and converts it to fat and stores it. So when that insulin stops responding whenever you eat a lot of foods that has sugar now, because it has stored fat in excess everywhere, and it is tired, but you are not changing anything at the baseline, especially what you eat. That is what we now call insulin sensitivity, because the insulin is no longer responding, and you begin to see sugar in your blood. You now go and do tests. They will now say, you have high blood sugar, because sugar that is supposed to now be mopped up by insulin is being found in the blood because insulin is no longer working. Insulin no longer works. It's no longer responding. Because the more sugar you eat, the more your pancreas pumps out this insulin. The more you eat, the more it pumps out. The more you eat, the more it pumps out. At some point, because there's no resting period, sugar is constantly high. It's never coming down because as it's finishing, you're pouring in. Breakfast, before the insulin mops up that one, you've put in snacks. Before insulin even finish that one again, you've had lunch. Insulin is just pumping and pumping to mop, and you're not giving it any break. You're still dumping excess sugar in your system. After a while, it will get tired and say, I know they do again. At that point, you now begin to see things like insulin resistance. where your body begins to refuse to function normally anymore and mop up the excess sugar. And you begin to have struggle. Remember that these things that the insulin has been doing, all the excess, is been converting it to fat and storing it. And it is dumping it everywhere inside the blood vessels, in the stomach, around the liver, kidney, inside the liver, everywhere. And fat is like cobwebs. Anywhere it goes to, around the heart, it will wrap everything and tight it. You know how cobweb used to be? If you pass through cobweb, you know how the thing will just nyapedo and gum everywhere in your body. That is what it does to your organs. So when it wraps itself around them like that and goes in everywhere, it even constricts normal function, because if the size of the organ is this big, because of fat everywhere, it will shrink in size. Things cannot now even function well and flow well anymore. This is why you have high blood pressure. How do you know again? Go and do lipid panel tests. After this, go and do your lipid panel tests. If you have high blood pressure and you don't have high blood sugar, it's only a matter of time. High blood sugar will come in, then you will be diabetic. Some people, they start with high blood sugar, then before you know it, high blood pressure will come in. But before all these things start showing, insulin resistance already showed up. Now, the second source of energy is from proteins and fats. This one, your body understands very well. This kind of energy source, your body loves it and uses it. Your body uses protein to build muscle and strengthen your bones. Your body uses fat to reduce inflammation. Your body uses fat for brain function. Your body uses fat for cells, support cell growth. Your body uses fat to repair damaged cells. Your body uses fat for vitamin absorption in your stomach when you eat food. Your body uses fat to regulate even cholesterol itself. Most of you have high cholesterol or fatty liver, and you're not eating healthy fats. You're avoiding healthy fats like fats from fish, meat, and eggs, but you're eating groundnut oil every day, and you're still eating carbohydrates that your body is still converting to fat to add to the fat that you're already suffering from. And you're swallowing statin medications to reduce fat. Is that not 2 steps forward, 4 steps back? Doctor gives you drug to help your body control fat. Meanwhile, the food you're eating morning, afternoon, night is either it is direct unhealthy fats, or it is what your body converts to unhealthy fats and stores again in the same places, in the liver and inside the blood vessels and everywhere. Meanwhile, you're on high blood pressure drugs, you're on fatty liver drugs to reduce fat, you're on cholesterol drugs, you're on high blood sugar drugs. So you see why the main problem is not being dealt with. What is being dealt with is just the symptom, the surface of the problem. That's why your medications alone will not help you. And this is what we deal. That root cause of the problem, insulin resistance, is what we deal with in our business, in our program. This is why we're passionate about this, because a lot of people don't know this. And nobody will sit you down and explain it like this. I'm explaining. No doctor will explain it like this to you. They'll just send you to the lab. You do the test, come back. Oh, your sugar is high. Okay, let's start with metformin. Before you know, they will add they will just put you on blood pressure medication, put you on blood sugar medication, add cholesterol reducing medication. 3 different medications for one problem, because the root cause is insulin resistance. But you have 3 different problems. So 3 different branches. I hope you guys are understanding this now. All right. So diabetes and high blood pressure are the same disease. They are the same thing. The root cause problem is the same 3, is 1-3. It's not different things. Taking pills for both and you're fixing neither will not get you anywhere. You're just massaging the problem. You're not dealing with the root cause. The root cause is insulin resistance, because the hormone that is supposed to regulate these things is no longer functioning. Why? Because your lifestyle, your nutrition is not supporting your body to be able to heal and repair itself so that it can come back to normal function again. All right? That is where the problem stems from. All right? Now, let's continue. If you're with me, drop 100 in the chat box. If you've understood this explanation I've given so far, drop 100 in the chat box, because like I said, no doctor will sit down and give you this breakdown. Nobody will sit you down and explain it like this, that this is the main problem. This is where the main problem is coming from. And you've been so careful with what you've been eating. You'll be so careful eating, but somehow all the things you're eating is not helping your health. It has not gotten you anywhere because you can't stop the drugs. The minute you stop it, you know that all hell is going to break loose, especially those of you that are full-blown diabetics or those of you that have had high blood pressure for 4 years, 8 years. You started with one high blood pressure drugs. You have like 4 different types of high blood pressure drugs. Eventually, you start having kidney issues. You start having digestive issues. You start having all sorts of issues because these drugs were not meant to be taken for a long period of time. So you have 2 diagnoses and 1 root cause. So your doctor treats them separately, giving you different drugs for both. Sometimes you might even end up meeting 2 different specialists, but your body doesn't see these 2 different diseases the same way. It is seeing one broken system. It is one broken system. It is the same root cause. It's just that they have different branches. The root cause being insulin resistance. Insulin is the problem. Insulin is what connects the 2 health challenge together. It's what connects the 2 of them together. Because once insulin is not working, cells will resist glucose. Your cells can no longer absorb excess sugar from the system and take it away so that it doesn't become a problem for you. And once your cells are unable to absorb excess sugar, you start having high blood sugar. And if it continues over a prolonged period of time, it becomes a full-blown diabetes. Now, when it comes to your kidneys can no longer control salt going out because this same insulin is what signals the kidneys to filter out excess salt. But is excess salt the problem? That's why no amount of controlling your salt will stop high blood pressure because salt is not the problem. Insulin resistance is the problem, and insulin resistance is due to the failure of your cells to respond because everywhere is choked. Fat is everywhere, covering everywhere, constricting everywhere, causing problem everywhere. So your kidney holding onto salt is because insulin is no longer signaling the kidney to release salt. Your kidney is one of the filter system of your body. Your liver is also another filter system of the body. Your lymphatics is another filter system of your body. Now, the liver alone has about 500 plus things it does in the body. So imagine when your liver is not functioning well. It will start, if the liver is not working well, other organs will start taking a hit. Because now, the things the liver is supposed to be doing is now not doing it. If the kidney is not functioning well, other surrounding organs will start taking a hit. Because the kidney is supposed to do certain things. If it is not doing it, the stress and the strain goes on other organs, the heart, the liver, the circulatory system, digestive system, everything now starts being overwhelmed because the kidney is not working well. So your problem is not salt. Your problem is not eating excess salt. And your problem is not controlling all the salt that you can in this world. Your problem is insulin resistance. Same hormone, same problem. All right? Same hormone, same problem. All right? I hope you're with me so far. So it's the same 3. It's the same 3. It doesn't stop with just these 2. Like I said, it's 1 tree, but it have plenty different branches. High blood pressure, diabetes, belly fat. Yes. You're listening to me and you have that tummy and you're thinking, it's enjoyment to a good life. I drink too much beer. I'm telling you now, it's not beer anymore. That is sickness. That's insulin resistance already. In fact, that's one of the number 1 physical signs to know that you are insulin resistant already. If you've not done your lipid panel test, you don't know what your lipid panel looks like. Look at your stomach. Do you have big tummy? You're already insulin resistant. Fatty liver. 15, 20 years ago, when we come across fatty liver diseases, it used to be for people who drink a lot of alcohol. But recently, there's something called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. That means we're now noticing that more people that don't even drink at all are having fatty liver disease compared to people that drink. Why? Because remember, excess carbohydrates converts to fat to be stored. And this fat is being stored in the liver. This same liver already produces fat. So on a normal, your liver produces fat for body function. Remember, your body needs fat to function. Your cells, your brain, your stomach, a lot of things. To even control the bad fat, it is still fat. That's why when you do your lipid panel, you will know which one. because the HDL is what controls the LDL and controls the triglyceride. Now fat, they remove fat for body. That's why I'm shocked when you don't eat eggs, you don't eat fish, and you don't eat meat because you have high cholesterol. Meanwhile, the fat that is supposed to remove the bad fat that is giving you high cholesterol, you're not eating it. But all the other things you're eating is adding more of the bad fat to the problem. Then you're drinking drugs to control the cholesterol. Make that make sense, please. We are going to be breaking a lot of tables here. All right? So doctors give each one a name, but they are all branches of the same tree. Over time, excess high blood sugar, which becomes full-blown diabetes, eventually becomes arthritis. Because when that amount of sugar stays in your system, in your blood for a very long time, it begins to stick itself to the bones. Why? Your bones are already exposed due to muscle loss. Because as a woman, you lose muscle 3 times faster than the men. So you're exposed. You're already fragile. So the sugar will just permeate and worsen the situation. All right? So insulin resistance has a lot of different branches. It's not just high blood pressure. That's why it progresses from high blood pressure. Suddenly you start having sugar problems. Suddenly you start having arthritis. Before you know it, ulcer comes in. Or you have high blood pressure. Before you know it, ulcer comes in. Before you know it, just one thing to the other. Sometimes you start even having blurry vision because, yes, if sugar stays that long in your system, it will get to the eye. It can blind you. Yes, it can. You start being so thirsty. You're always drinking water. You start having dark patches in your knuckles, on your armpits, on your neck, at the back of your neck. We just see black patch there. I know some of you have noticed some of these things on people around you. That's insulin resistance showing up already. That's your body giving you sign already. All right? So it's not just high blood sugar. Increased hunger, you will eat. No, you're hungry. Eat. No, you're hungry. Because as you're eating and dumping that carbohydrates into your system, your body is pumping out insulin fast to mop it up. And the higher the insulin, the faster your body mops up the excess sugar and the faster you get hungry. So you eat, no, you're hungry again. You eat, no, you're hungry. Tingling hands and feet. When your parents are awake, they don't know their leg. They're just having this tingling pinprick sensation on their leg, on their arm, their extremity. That is insulin resistance showing up already. And you know the funny thing is people that are very slim. Because you'll be thinking, it's fat people that we have high cholesterol. It will shock you. All the excessive high cholesterol cases that I've seen, they are very, very slim. But when you see their lipid panel, you will almost have a heart attack. The triglyceride number off the charts. The LDL number off the charts. You're now looking for HDL, you'll be seeing 35, 32, 42. So high blood pressure, high blood sugar, excessive weight gain without control, constant hunger, hormonal imbalance, all these things are tied together. It's the same root cause, insulin resistance. So there are 2 approaches that will work for you. And that's why we're here. That's why you're here this evening. There are 2 approaches that work for you. You can continue on that same path you are, no wahala. You can keep doing that thing you're doing, no problem. You can keep taking your metformin for sugar, amlodipine for your blood pressure, statin for your cholesterol. You visit your doctors every 2 to 3 weeks. They will add 1 or 2 drugs. You wake up very dry, tired, exhausted, brain fog, pain. You don't even understand your system. But you shall continue managing life like that and be pampering and massaging the sickness. 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 8 years. Now like that, you go just they go until one day you go just tire, say I beg, I want go. Then you depart this plane. No worries. We'll do a shebi. We'll bury you very, very well. We'll give you a befitting burial. Or you're here and you're hearing this, and you make up your mind that I will change. No, I can't be hearing this and still continue. I want to change my life. I want to do something to improve the situation. Because I'm now understanding that my body can heal itself. I just need to alter and change some things. You're in the right place. You can fix that underlying problem, which is insulin resistance, and watch your blood pressure crash. Watch your blood sugar crash. Watch your cholesterol drop. And everything overall improves altogether. So it's your choice. You have a choice. We have brought the information to you and we have brought a solution to you. We've worked with over 500 people and we've gotten amazing results across board. So you can decide which one you want to do because the research is very, very clear. The research on this is very clear. Type 2 diabetes is also associated with hypertension. And you can go on a low carb diet interval. We have our program. Some people will tell you, okay, eat less of carbohydrates or eat certain kind of carbohydrates and all that, to manage your blood sugar. Now, because the thing never hit you for neck, if you've been swallowing high blood sugar drugs for more than a year and you're not desperate for a solution, I don't think you're the kind of person we're looking for. No, we're not looking. It has not gotten to that point where you're sick and tired of being sick and tired of swallowing drugs morning and night to checkmate your blood sugar. But if you're listening to me this evening and you know that just the sight of your blood pressure drugs is frustrating, and anytime you see it, you're asking questions. You're asking yourself questions. When will this end? When will this thing stop? Is there an end to this problem? You're exactly the kind of person we're looking for. So know this connection, save it and understand it. Again, diabetes equal insulin resistance showing up in the blood. Hypertension equal insulin resistance showing up in blood pressure. It's not different problems. The root cause is the same. It's just the branch that is coming out at different things. And eventually, you might have a lot of branches on that one tree if you don't deal with the main problem itself. How do you reverse both at once? We have a program called Health Optimization. In our program, we have what we call the 4 pillars of natural healing. All right? We use certain criteria to work with people that come into our program and help their body reverse insulin resistance so that they can get off these medications. We have a batch that just got in. They're about completing 10 days. One of them told us already that she had to drop her medication to half of what she used to take before because her blood sugar crashed so low that if she had taken what she used to take previously, she would have gone into low blood sugar. This is just 10 days, 10 days. And she already has that testimony. So I'm going to be calling on one of our topmost consultants, the Vita Mentor herself. You want to understand and plug into this program and give yourself over to us to work with you. You want somebody that will drag you like generator up and down, police you to do this thing, because if we leave you on your own, go feed one.